We went by one just gigantic, fat-sized jumpsuit with a cape.
Yeah, that's the great thing. When you go to Graceland, the suits get bigger and bigger as you're walking down the hall.
Yeah, and it's like, who wore this one? Ed Asner?
Yeah, but at the beginning, I mean, the problem is he was so thin at one time. He was just a rail. And then he just went into real big bloated Elvis.
So we saw this one big giant jumpsuit with some sort of Aztec design on it.
Yeah.
And he starts getting all misty and crying at the display case. That was the suit he was wearing when I saw him at the Capitol Center. He was wearing that suit.
Here's what I never understood about Elvis Presley, right? He had all of his buddies with him, right, that he grew up with, and they stayed with him. He had his family. They traveled with him. Nobody, not one of them would say, what the fuck are you wearing?
Right.
Why would you put that on and go out in front of people? It's a fucking clown suit. This is idiotic.
Superheroes don't dress that gaudy.
Gay superheroes wouldn't dress like that. They're just ridiculous. You have a belt. You can't even sit down with the damn thing.
I mean, there's no difference between what he wore and what Liberace wore.
Exactly the same.
No difference whatsoever.
No.
That was that period of time, though. That was like when the glam rock started. So Elvis might have thought that was cool, because even Jagger wore really
spam rock.
queer little...
Say he's back.
But even Jagger wore queer little outfits
Even
like that.
Jagger, he still is. What are you talking about?
Those pants at the Super Bowl.
No one's ever saying, hey, you know who's Butch? That Mick Jagger. He really is a man's man.
It's hard to be Butch in a half shirt.
Yeah,
in their 1980 tour, for some bizarre reason, Mick Jagger wears football pants and a football tank top. It's like, you know, he just saw American football, and so he wants to do the entire tour like that.
If you remember, that tour was all football stadiums. So he was thinking to himself, this is what I'll do. When I go to Philly, give me an Eagles thing. I'm on to Cleveland, dress me up as a Brown. They'll go nuts for me.
The cheap pop tour.
Yeah, sure.
Axl Rose did that with the very, very last GNR tour, where it was no one from GNR but Axl Rose.
Right.
And I saw him at the Garden. So he does a couple songs with the Tiki Barber jersey. Then he runs off stage. So all the guitarists have to play like 10 minutes of guitar solos so that he can get changed into a Derek Jeter jersey. It went into a Vinny Testaverde, a Mark Messier jersey. I swear to God, this is 100%. It's like, okay, we get the point. Every single time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the ideas you come up with when you're all coked up. And you think to yourself, I know what I'm going to do, man. I'll fucking wear all the jerseys. Not just one of them. Every fucking song will have a different jersey. It's fucking great.
Right.
And again, you don't have any friends and family to go, stop with all the jerseys.
No,
Just call Slash.
They're the nuts that are like now having to run around finding the Messier jersey and everything else.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
But a Testaverde jersey, Axl, this is not good.
Well, he wore the Testaverde fucking jersey and then fell off the stage because the eyesight's not there. Not happening at all. Yeah, rock stars will wear just stupid-ass stuff all the time. No one's dumber than Elton John. No one in history. That fucking time he dressed up as a duck, he had to have a cock up his ass when he came up with that one. You had to do some kind of fuck a duck S&M thing to go out dressed like that.
Then he went through the thing where that's the period where I'm selling all the costumes.
Right.
I'm just going to appear in suits.
Right. That Elton
is 40 or something.
Yeah. That Elton is dead. I'm Reggie now. They always get into that. I hate any guy who tries to act like he's two different people.
Yeah.
You know, like. The guy who gets on stage is, just shut up. You're you. Take responsibility.
Yeah, is your appointment with Paul Rubens or Pee Wee Herman?
Yeah, it's not going to work.
And there's some poor road managers just going ape shit, just going like, I gotta have this costume tonight.
Right.
You have no idea what my boss will say to me if I don't have this costume.
They're calling mummers in South Philly and trying to buy costumes off these guys.
Yeah, Elton gets rid of all the costumes, and a year later, I'm Marie Antoinette at my birthday party.
Right.
It's all right back again.
And again, you're doing animal nitrates. Why would you think that's a good idea? Why they get dressed up like a 17th century whore? It's insane what happens.
Freddie Mercury had some pretty out there outfits, spandex, and then it was just the 100% the biker look. He sort of looked like the Undertaker when the Undertaker lost his Undertaker gimmick.
The Underbiker.
And just came out with the biker stuff.
Yeah, like we're gonna think you're a real biker, Freddie. Whoa, careful, everybody! Freddie Mercury's in the bar. Don't anybody get their ass kicked.
We did a radiothon at NEW, and we auctioned off one of his spandex outfits.
Yeah.
The thing, you could fit it into the palm of your hand. That's how small and tight this thing was.
Right.
It was just
balls? Is that what you're fitting there?
No, it was like remember the one that was like
First
the polka
of all,
dots?
the only thing he should have put on was a beaver suit. It just came out with those big giant teeth and a log. And as he's singing We Are the Champions, try to burrow it down by the end of the show.
His costumes were like the Flashes. He could fit it inside a ring.
Yeah.
And he tried to hide the big teeth with the mustache.
Yeah, that worked. Yeah, it really did.
Yeah, that didn't accentuate that overbite, that giant lip.
Yeah, that had to be the thickest mustache in the history of rock. Just gigantic. Insane.
His crotch area must have been.
Well, that's no one's business.
Just
Why even say?
No, because you started making me think of the mustache.
Don't think of it.
The crotch area, though?
It's nobody's business.
All right.
Yeah.
I guess he's dead now. It doesn't matter.
Well, still.
Still has a crotch.
Yeah. Jose, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, guys. Love the show. Listen, Elvis wore those ugly outfits because Priscilla Presley told him you might be more comfortable since you're so fat and you don't look good in a pair of tight jeans.
Now, I do think that he put those on before he got fat. But they just gave him the excuse of, as he's gaining weight, nothing's getting tighter on him.
Right. You know, they were kind of like his karate suits, which he liked and everything. That comeback special, that's basically a jumpsuit he started wearing.
Right. And his other problem was the chicks were still showing up and yelling. They acted like they didn't notice. So why should he give a shit at that point? Doesn't make any difference in Elvis's life.
And then once you're in the jumpsuit with the giant belt on it, adding a cape is really a baby step away from there. You've already plummeted into the abyss.
But, again, if you have a cape on and you don't fly, if there's no reason for it,
Darth
and
Vader.
then he would try to act like everybody else was excited by his clothes, like he would hold the cape open. Yeah, everybody, check it out. Wear the cape. And the place should go nuts for him. God, how much drugs was he on? Just amazing amount of drugs. Well, that's what they should have had at Graceland. Just his pill bottles lined up in the pool.
I would have loved to seen that.
Yeah.
And Elfish crying as we got to. There's his Percocet.
Oh my God. He loved his Oxycontin. He's the king, you know.
That was for his knees.
Pete, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, guys, I saw this Behind the Music thing on Genesis, and that fucking weirdo Peter Gabriel used to shave his head on the top, like down the middle, and leave it long on the side, and then paint like these eyeballs on his forehead and fucking leap around in his dresses. It was beautiful.
Yeah, Peter Gabriel went really nuts for a while. He went really insane at the end of Genesis, where I guess you get out there on the road and it just starts making sense to you. It's, basically it's Apocalypse Now shit. Remember when the guy just started, the surfer, just started drawing shit on his face? And it was like, yeah, man, I got a great idea for the band. I'm going to start drawing eyeballs on my forehead.
It's no one saying no to you, and then it's all the money in the world at the same time.
All the money, all the coke,
yeah,
all the sex you want. Everything's out there on the road when you're a rock star.
So you can ask for a giant Donald Duck suit, and someone will provide it for a price.
Right. Forget even the suits. Look at the show idea things that they did. Even U2 went crazy and had that giant McDonald's thing that they came walking.
That was the Pop Mart tour.
They were fucking nuts at that point.
Yeah, and they all were dressed up as different characters.
Yeah.
So Bono had the sweatshirt and sunglasses, and he was going for this Unabomber thing.
Right.
One of the guys had a muscle T-shirt, so that he was supposed to look big or scary.
Yeah,
or
it didn't make sense. The whole thing didn't make sense.
I'll never forget the pay-per-view. I think it was either a pay-per-view or a cable special. And remember the show? They would come out of this giant lemon.
Right.
The lemon got stuck. It was such a Spinal Tap moment. They're just and all the music's going off and everything, and everyone's going crazy. And all of a sudden, you just see the lemon, the lemon, and all of a sudden you see like 30 roadies just running out onto the stage trying to crack open the lemon.
Who comes up with the idea we need a lemon? No one says, come on, man. You're a fucking great band. Don't come walking out of a lemon. That's stupid. Just we'll save $500,000 and you come out of the tunnel like you used to.
Oh, I know. The money could just go into a bank account somewhere.
Again, you got to be like, what if we came out of a lemon? You know what I'm saying? Not a little lemon either. Fucking huge lemon. People will be freaking.
And it never gets questioned until you're stuck in the lemon.
Right.
Then someone has to have accountability.
Somebody's getting fired over the lemon. Earl! Why isn't the lemon working?
Did you touch the lemon remote control?
Hey, John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, boys.
Yeah.
A couple of people with some crazy-ass outfits. Patti LaBelle. I don't know if y'all remember
Oh,
her.
Patti LaBelle went fucking insane. And, again, mummer look, where she was like some crazy mummers.
Just a peacock or something she'd come out as.
Just nuts.
And Halford from Judas Priest.
Well, that was his at-home wear. That's the thing about him. Yeah. Yeah. Is he the only, like, metal guy to come out of the closet?
Yeah, I think so.
No. Well, you keep tabs, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm always checking online.
Who's in, who's out, who's in, who's out.
Who's out today?
What's this, a hockey injury or two guys making out? I can't follow the Winter Olympics. Are you into it at all, Fez?
I tried looking into it, but, you know, it's like the stuff they're showing you at 10 o'clock last night has already happened like 3 days earlier. I can't believe the delay on it.
See, I missed the opening night because I had Arrested Development. So if you're not into it from the beginning, you're like, who cares?
Mr. B, I have a correction. That's the women's hockey you're watching. This is the women's ice hockey.
That coach was a woman?
No, the coach was a man.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
but
thank God.
These are all chicks playing right now.
Yeah, well, technically.
Who's that flying tomato on the snowboard? Sean White.
This redheaded dude.
That looks like the ugliest redheaded woman I've ever seen. I thought somehow Patty Scialfa had somehow gotten into the Winter Olympics.
Why call Patty Scialfa ugly?
I know.
Why should Bruce Springsteen's chick take your heat? That wasn't called for.
That's exactly
you know
what
how
this guy
many
looks like.
ugly redheaded women you could grab in the world before you hit the beautiful Patty Scialfa?
She is very pleasant because I served her appetizers at the old hotel in Spring
you're
Lake,
her
New Jersey.
son. So of course she's going to be nice to you.
Bruce? A little bit of an a-hole, even though I'm a huge fan.
What do you say?
But, well, no, he wanted some escargot. Very just blunt. Very, Patty, give it to her. Oh, thank you. Big smiles, big thank yous. Bruce, not a fucking word. But that's okay. I still love Darkness on the Edge
What
of
do you
Town.
want him to do? Sing to you? I mean...
Say thank you, for fuck's sake. I had to go and get him.
Is he paying for the food?
Yeah, he is.
That's his way of saying thank you. He pays for the food. Did he tip?
15%.
Is that on?
That's it.
Wow.
15.
You must have been awful.
I know Mr. B wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Were you doing the, hey, do you remember? Do you remember Born to Run?
Chris Farley show.
You remember?
You remember Tunnel of Love? 1987.
Awesome! I guess every day of his life he has to think of that shit. Here's Mike. Mike, you're on Run and Fez.
Hey, buddies. How you doing?
Yeah.
How can you talk about rock outfits and capes without mentioning Rick Wakeman from Yes?
All right, Rick Wakeman became nuts and thought he was a wizard, and then he left. He literally thought he was a wizard. Started dressing up like Dumbledore, and then he started doing like, here's what the world wants. Really long keyboard albums that are also pretentious. Nobody's singing. And it was all like Journey to the Center of the Earth. And it was just him going from one, there you go, one keyboard to another as he's dressed as a wizard. And then he just watched the crowds get smaller and smaller.
He was a wizard. He made the audience disappear.
Yeah. Here is... Here's Chris. Chris, you're on Run and Fez. Hi, Chris.
Yeah, you guys are forgetting about the Chili Peppers and the Cockstocks.
Yeah, that was basically, they did that early on. But then remember when they did Woodstock 94? They came out dressed as light bulbs?
I thought that was awesome, actually.
Right.
That was awesome. Because it
made no sense.
And then they all dressed as Hendrix.
Here's actually the crazy part about the light bulbs. The light bulbs were functioning light bulbs. So they were like, yeah, the light bulbs were so hot and they were like burning our hair. I'm like, how about just get a light bulb and paint it yellow?
And then they also
it doesn't have to be a workable light bulb.
Then they also said we couldn't play and move around too well in the light bulb. Nobody did a test run as a giant light bulb.
2020 hindsight, I'm going to get in a giant light bulb box and expect to be able to hold my guitar.
How many bong hits do you have to do before someone talks you into the light bulb thing?
Yeah, and how does the whole band go along with it? How do you convince everybody it's light bulb time?
I think Dave Navarro, he went, he goes...
That was his first gig, I think.
I think it was his first public appearance, and he goes... I felt so silly.
Yeah.
Because I'm the new guy. I can't question anything.
Right. Yeah, it's like Eastside going, I don't know if I want to go along with this bit. No, you got to fucking go for a while. Then you give your opinion.
Anthony said so.
Yeah. Keith, you're on Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
What about David Bowie and his alter ego, Ziggy Stardust?
Well, here's the weird thing. That's 30 years ago, and people still want him to be Ziggy Stardust. They're like, oh, shit, it's just Bowie. We were really hoping Ziggy was going to show up. Yeah, that's the one where he even stopped being Bowie. He started being somebody else. Then Madonna picked up that gimmick, too. She's always, now I'm the material girl. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I never understood why David Johansen of the fucking New York Dolls, one of the greatest like early punk bands of all time, then became Buster Poindexter in the 80s with Hot, Hot, Hot. Why?
But he killed his Buster Poindexter. You might not know this. Not a lot of people asking for the New York Dolls outside the tri-state area.
I asked for the New York Dolls. I got them on my iPod.
People would throw stuff if he didn't do Hot, Hot, Hot.
Yeah. So outside of really this area, New York Dolls not overly known.
Well, shame on America then.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
Yeah. Scott, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, buddies, what's up? Do you guys hear G.G. Allen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, that
From
guy
Florida. He used to come out, shit on stage, eat it, do everything but sing.
He put poo all over his face. Yeah.
Ooh, shocking.
Is it easier to do that than to actually sing?
Yeah. Well, it depends on how good you can sing, I guess.
His music is horrible.
Here's Jersey Mike. Jersey Mike, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, what's going on there, buddy?
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, what about Richie Blackmore? Got all pussy whipped and turned into a witch.
You've got to see his website because basically they have decided, he and his witch wife, that they're going to live in the 1500s. And everything is songs from the wood, and the elves are here. And there's people that just have, like, little fairy things on their back. It's insane.
Oh, God, they're living Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
They're living as hobbits now.
Right. And they always think that, everything's coming together this year, and,
It's ye old deep purple.
Yeah, I don't get it at all.
Just gonna...
Later, buddy.
A tankard of grog, and I'll enjoy.
But, I guess we've all done stupid things for chicks, but he's taking the cake. He really is. Mikey boy, if you get a chance, try to find that site and put it up on ronfez.net. By the way, lots of pictures of Fez and Elfish up there. Is this something you even feel like looking back on after that 1-hour rant you did to start the show?
Oh, my gosh. I just hope I could forget it. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Erase this weekend. Let me gather up any sort of Memphis stuff that I have. I'll put it in a bag and deliver it to them so they can erase it.
Now, I saw his name up for a while, and then he signed off. Elfish, he called?
His phone crapped out, and then we wanted to keep the line clear. So
he crapped out.
Yeah, I thought maybe he got mad at Fez for telling the story the way he did.
Maybe the hamburgers finally got served. I eat when I eat.
Oh, because personally, I never want to see or hear from him again.
Oh, I'm with you there.
I'm seriously done with him. Earl's clapping.
The guy's phenomenal.
Earl, if you don't like him, why'd you give him the extra...
Yeah, Earl's booking him on first class for his trip home from Memphis.
Truthfully, we tried to find the longest flight back to Baltimore.
You had him on a Virgin Atlantic. He fucking loved it. He's laying down and getting a massage.
Concorde wasn't available?
He's sitting there with Bono.
No, they finished it. Yes. And they never flew out of Memphis anyway.
That's their mistake. Jason, you're on Run of Fez.
How about Fulmerville and the Raiders? They were a snappy-looking band.
Here's the thing with Paul Revere and the Raiders. They thought it was the Revolutionary War. And they came out in white leotards with their bulges and just started singing. And it was fucking insane. Had the little hats on, just out of their mind.
And hoping Drum and Fife made a comeback.
I feel like with bands and restaurants, I don't want a theme. If they have a theme, you know, the fucking content is going to suck.
Devo, what, by the way, were their hats supposed to signify? They were just upside-down flower pots on their heads. I never understood.
You don't think it worked a little bit? It meant that it was de-evolution.
I just thought they were like human Legos. That's what they looked like to me. Just
Pez people.
Yeah. Josh, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, y'all forgetting about Gwar, man.
How can I? They ruined a fucking shirt of mine. I'm never going to forget those bastards with their fake blood.
Why you got to throw shit?
Yeah. That's like, you know, seeing the Muppets live. That's just an insane show. Here is Dave. Dave, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, guys. Years ago, I went to a Tubes concert, and they came out to sing White Punks on Dope, and that lead singer had about 5 foot stilt, a shirt made out of chains, and a powdered wig on. How do you imagine selling that to the rest of the band?
They were always kind of theatrical, though, weren't they?
Oh, they must have changed costumes 15 times.
Yeah. No, bro, don't give us this when you do have White Punks on Dope to go to. Do not NEW me. All right? You got to go a little deeper. You got to get away from the big radio hit.
There's got to be something else in the Gillette.
Because this is actually a great song.